Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right, so you guys know we've been doing open houses a lot more frequently now, and I want to make sure that you guys are getting the absolute most out of every single open house. So, first things first, a good open house is not just a day-long event, it's an entire week-long event. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through what your week should look like when you're hosting an open house. Okay? So Monday is the day to decide what listing you're going to hold an open house on and to schedule those open houses. How many open houses should you guys be scheduling on a regular basis?
One a weekend, no?
Like for yourself, per month, let's say.
Per month?
Four, I mean,
2 to 4?
I would say 2 to 4. You want to at least shoot to have the 2. 4 can be a little unrealistic sometimes because that means every single weekend you're doing an open house, and that's not something that we can typically do. Most of us have something going on at least one weekend where we're not available. So 2 to 3 is really like your what's the word? Like, yeah, your go-to, your aim. Try to do at least 2 to 4. If you do them correctly, if you really get as much out of it as you possibly can, these open houses can be really successful for you. They can always possibly get us an offer for the house that we're doing the open house on, but more than anything, it exposes you to showcasing homes. You're gonna have to showcase the home. You're gonna have to get practice on it. You're gonna have to meet people. You're gonna be exposed to other leads, buyers and sellers. So it's a lot of opportunity for you, and you have to look at an open house as opportunity. Okay, so 2 to 3 per month is what you want to shoot for. At this time, if you guys are working with any preferred partners, Monday is the day to let them know also. So who are some preferred partners that might want to know that we're hosting an open house, that either they could see it as an opportunity, or they might want to join you. Why would they want to join you? Because they see the opportunity in it, right? But we have so many preferred partners who would want to know and might be willing to help in some way, shape, fashion, or form of preferred lenders that we have.
Inspectors.
Our lenders, our inspectors. Who else?
Home warranty.
Home warranty. Who else? Credit repair. Insurance. Like there's so many preferred partners that we work with. How about even some of these local businesses that you guys just might be friends with? For example, if you have a friend that owns a dessert shop, a cake shop. Hey, I'm doing an open house this weekend, or I'm doing open houses all weekend. Would you like to sponsor the snacks? Would you like to be there? There's a lot of opportunity in an open house, because when they're done right and you get that traffic in there, there's exposure for everybody. Okay? So on Monday, when you're scheduling your open houses, think about your preferred partners. Think about who you have a really good relationship with. Think about who's been reaching out to you and asking you for leads, clients, and try to figure out a way that you could include them in this event, okay? Because that's what it is. It's an event, right? Tuesday. This is something that I believe most of you guys are not doing, and it's not good. You should be conducting a CMA on the listing that you're doing an open house on every single time. Okay, because what happens is sometimes we'll we're gonna do an open house on this listing, and because we're kind of prepping everything for you and we're doing as much of it for you as we can, it's easy to just show up. Well, we're not about doing stuff easy. We're about doing stuff right. Trust me when I tell you, the more you work on it, the more you dive into it, the better success you will have, because you'll even attract more clients into your open house because you've put the time into it. You've put the time into it and you really understand it. So during our CMA, what other helpful information could we get while we get our CMA? Obviously, we're going to get to see the pricing, right? But what else do we see while we're doing a CMA of a property?
Other properties?
Other properties.
Other properties that sold in the area.
Other properties that sold in the area. What else? What else could we look for?
Active.
Active, right? What else? What's your competition? What's your competition in that area? Think about it. When a buyer walks into your open house, a lot of times they're walking in blindly because they're seeing what? The signs and the balloons, and they live in that area, or mom lives in that area and they were visiting mom for the weekend, or tia or sister, whatever. But they're interested in that area more than anything most of the time. Most of the time, they're not actually interested in that house specifically, unless they're coming from online. So if they saw the promotions on Zillow and they've been tracking it all week, those are the people that are genuinely interested in that house. But you guys tell me, how many people are coming off of Signs and how many people are coming off of Zillow?
Signs. It's all signs, really.
Most of your traffic is going to come off Signs. I would say about 80 to 90% of your traffic is going to come off of Signs.
Yeah,
You're going to have a very small percentage that's coming off of Zillow. Those are cool. Those are great because they're genuinely interested in that house. And you really want to make sure that you're tending to them, but most of them are coming off of Zillow. So, the Signs. Most of them are coming off the Signs. So if they're coming off the Signs, that means they're coming from that area and for that area. They're interested in the area. That's what it is. Okay. What else could we possibly see while we're in there already? We're already digging. We're doing our CMA. All right, I got my sold comparables. Let me check out my actives. What else might we want to look into while we're in there?
In the house?
On the computer. We're doing a market analysis.
If it's priced correctly?
Of course, that's going to be part of your CMA.
How many houses were sold in the last couple of months?
That's all part of your CMA.
Yeah.
Could you not take that time to look and see if there are any expired listings? You knew it!
I don't know if that was a question though. Yeah.
This is what I mean by opportunity. So the opportunity that you have is not necessarily always just sitting at the open house waiting for traffic to come in. It's the work that you're putting into preparing for the open house. So if I'm already looking in my CMA, I complete my CMA, and then I'm gonna go look at active listings. Well, let me see what's available in the neighborhood. Why? I wanna see what my competition is, 1. 2, I might wanna have some options. Because let's face it, not everyone's gonna like the house. So if somebody comes in and they really like that area, but you know what? It's a 2-story. I knew it was a 2-story when I walked in, but I was just kind of curious. I really like the area. Do you have any single-story homes in the area that are kind of around this price range? Don't you want to have that information?
Yeah.
Don't they expect you to have that information? You're the professional. You're the one working this neighborhood, and they don't know that you're not always the listing agent. So they expect you to have all the information that the listing agent has. And a lot of times they don't even understand what a listing agent is. So they don't understand what information you have or don't have. All they know is that you're the professional and you're the person to ask. And you're the realtor. Why wouldn't they ask you about other houses? So you want to be prepared with that, right? Expired, now I've checked out active. Okay, cool. I understand that. Let me see what's expired lately. If I'm going to be hanging out in this neighborhood anyways, there might be something that expired recently that I could reach out to and offer my services, right? Because we're gonna go into it here in a little bit, but door knocking should be part of your open house routine. So if I'm already going to be door knocking, I might be able to pinpoint 1, 2, 3 main that happened to expire last week and make sure that I stop at their house. You know what I mean? What's another one that we can look at while we're on there? It's not, I'll give you a hint, it's not going to be on the MLS, but it has to do with that neighborhood. Something that we've been working on lately.
For sale by owners.
For sale by owners. Jump on Zillow, jump on Craigslist. See if there's anything in that neighborhood that's a for sale by owner. You want to start showing the people that are interested in selling that you are the professional in that neighborhood and that you're really going to work above and beyond, because everything that I'm about to tell you, most realtors don't do this for all their open houses. If you do this for your open houses will be exquisite. You will see results from your open houses. And I don't want you guys to do open houses and not see results. Nobody wants to do that. You know what I mean? All right, so for sale by owners. Now, Wednesday, you want to start promoting your open houses. Okay, no later than Wednesday. You can start doing it on Monday. You can do it Monday and Tuesday, but no later than Wednesday, start promoting your open houses. Now, y'all are lucky. We have a team. We put out these flyers with all the information, but I believe you guys are relying too heavily on the flyers. Don't rely only on the flyers. This is an event that you're hosting. You're hosting it. You want the traffic there. Get a video out. It doesn't have to be a video of you. You can do a video of the house the way that we've been doing, where we're getting the little video and then getting the music in the background. That'll even give you an opportunity to go look at the house ahead of time and be very familiar with the property. If there's any questions that you have, it'll give you the opportunity to ask those questions ahead of time as opposed to when you're at the open house. Again, you want to be the expert. You want to know this house in and out, but you also want to create excitement. If you host an event, you invite people, right? You're excited about the event, right? This is just another event. So don't rely only on the flyers, because the flyers will only do so much, okay? What are some other ways that you guys can market the open house besides videos?
Door knocking.
Door knocking? Door knocking? What else? Huh?
Flyer.
Flyers? Where would you put these flyers?
Maybe like at local places that have like a little where you can pin them on it.
Exactly. Use your local businesses. And you see how if you start this ahead of time, if you start this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, look, you've already worked 2-3 days and you're not even close to getting to the open house yet. But now you go and expose yourself. If I print out 20 flyers and go to local businesses in the area, am I not also creating opportunities to speak to local residents?
Yeah.
Okay? So you have to really think outside the box. Put on your marketing hat, because as realtors, we wear so many different hats, right? So we're salespeople, we're marketers, we're counselors sometimes. You know, like there's a lot that we do, but in this moment right here, you're marketing. You're marketing, and you want as many people to show up to your event as possible. So how do I get the word out? There's another one that you guys can do. How about cold calling? Do you know of anybody that lives in or near that neighborhood? In or near that neighborhood, do you know anybody? Y'all know a lot of people. You have friends, you have family, you have ex-coworkers. Hey, Estefania, how are you doing? How are the kids? Go with Ford. How's work? Have you guys done anything fun lately? You have anything fun planned for the holidays are coming up? Hey, real quick, I just wanted to let you know I'm doing an open house a few blocks down from your place. Typically, our neighbors, a lot of times they know either family or friends or somebody that wants to move into that neighborhood. So I wanted to first obviously invite you, but I also wanted to see if you know anybody that might want an invitation to the open house. What script am I using?
Ford and door knocking kind of.
Ford and door knocking. I just merged Ford and door knocking. When we're door knocking, that's the exact same thing we're saying also. Without the Ford. Without the Ford. Okay? So the point is, if this is your event for the weekend, you want to put in about an hour or two per day in preparation for your event, starting on Monday. So now, Thursday and Friday, you're gonna keep promoting the open house. You're gonna confirm the open house. Make sure that you're in contact with either the seller, or if it's one of our listings that we're doing, you might wanna confirm with Anaí. She's the one that's in charge of the open houses. If you are, we learned this weekend, if you're the first one doing an open house, you might want to find out, hey, where's the supplies at? Where am I picking that up, or is it there already? Signs, water bottles, snacks. Am I buying my own snacks, or do we have some already? Okay, so confirm all the information that you need. Prep your flyers. Here's one that we really do try to help you guys out with, but flyers run out also. You guys also might want to have your own personal information on your flyers. Remember, you have a lot of lenders that are willing to co-collaborate with you on flyers too. So a lot of these flyers that you see right here, you see how pretty they are, high quality colored flyers? Those are our partners. If you reach out to them, they might have something for open houses where you can put your information and their information on it. They might do it for you, and all you got to do is make a phone call. So again, we try to have as much ready for you as possible, but at the end of the day, when we're trying to help 6 of you guys with your open house, everything's going to be very generic. It has to be generic in order for it to work a certain way. So you guys need to go that extra mile to make it your open house, to personalize it, to get the absolute most out of it. At the end of the day, you're either going to get the leads or not. So prep your flyers, goodies, snacks, water. If you're going to be buying more of those, if you need to make a grocery store run, you might want to do that by Thursday, Friday. I kind of merged Thursday and Friday because it's a lot of
gathering.
Either or.
Yeah.
You could really work it either or day, and it should still work. Friday, door knock. Door knocking, you guys. Door knocking is one of those things that a lot of people are unwilling to do. They're just, no, I'm not going to do it. Why?
Out of their comfort zone.
Super out of their comfort zone. I don't want to bother people. I don't want to be rejected.
It's hot.
It's hot. Oh, it's hot. It's time consuming.
Hot.
It's time consuming. You got to block it in.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's kind of like cold calling. Yeah, a lot of people don't do it, but a lot of people don't get the results that people that do it get. Take the time to door knock. You really only have to do 1 hour minimum. I would recommend you go for 2 because there's only so much you can door knock in 1 hour. If you get into the habit of this, you'll start seeing the results and you'll start wanting to do more. But try to do at least 1 hour, okay? What it does also is it sets a different tone for you. If somebody door knocks at my house, a realtor door knocks at my house and I'm considering selling my property, I already have such a good impression of this person because they're so hardworking. Because how many realtors do you think that I've had door knock at my house before? In the heat, on a Friday evening or a Thursday evening, you know what I mean? Like, it makes an impression. People notice when you're working hard. They do. And if they're already in the position of considering selling, they're gonna, even if they already have somebody in mind, they're gonna give you a chance because you already worked for it. You already worked for their business and they're seeing that. And if you did your CMA ahead of time, guess what? Now when you're speaking to them and they're asking you questions, you're super knowledgeable because you did your homework. You understand their neighborhood better than they understand their neighborhood, and they've been living there 5, 10, 15 years. So you really set an impression with them. So when we're door knocking, what are the 3 questions that we're asking?
Have you considered selling? No. For the right price, would you consider selling?
For the right price, would you consider selling? That's going to be our 3rd one. There's really 3 main things, okay? Well, the first one's not really a question. The first one is the invitation. The invitation for them to come to the open house. So remember, whenever we approach somebody, we always want to add value. This is your value. You're inviting them to an event. Okay, so that's point number 1. Point number 2 is a lot of times homeowners in the neighborhood know of somebody that wants to move into that neighborhood. Mm-hmm. A family, a friend, family member, friend, they know of somebody that wants to move into that neighborhood. Do you by any chance know of somebody that I could invite? And ideally, you would like to collect their information. So if they say, you know what? My sister's been thinking about moving closer to here. Like, we've been talking about it and we just think it might be a little more convenient for her and the kids to be closer now that she just got divorced. I think she might be interested. That's awesome. Would you mind if I get her information so that I can personally invite her? Why? Because people mean good all the time, but they're not worried about it the way that you're worried about it. They might forget the second that they close a door and their sister is genuinely interested, and they might just forget. Or the kid has an accident upstairs and now their attention went there, and then they have to rush to get ready for that birthday party that they're going to, and then they're getting ready. Ya se les fue la onda. You know, like it just left. So ideally, you want to get the information. A phone number, and you can send out a quick text message. Obviously, you want to call, but if they don't answer, quick text message, hey, your brother so-and-so let me know that you really like this area, and I just wanted to give you a quick invite to our open house. My name's so-and-so. I'm going to be here between this time and this time. I really look forward to seeing you then. And then lastly, for the right we have a lot of qualified buyers in this area. For the right price, would you consider selling? You're gonna typically get 2 responses. One is, oh no, I love my house. I'm not going anywhere. Nope, I'm not selling. If that's the response, awesome. Your neighborhood's amazing. I don't blame you. Everybody here is awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I'm gonna leave you my information. By any chance, do you know of anybody that might be thinking of buying or selling? We don't want to stick around too long, but we want to get all the questions out. Get all of the questions out. And then that's the last question. Do you know of anybody? So it is 3 questions. It's 3. The first one is your value proposition. Your value proposition is that you're inviting them.
Yes. And then if they know somebody that would like to be invited in the open house.
And then for the right price, would they buy?
And then the 4th one is, by any chance do you know somebody so forth.
Questions on that?
No.
All right. So the goal when you're door knocking, get info, get leads, and leave info. Take something with you to leave behind. Don't spend a lot of money on this. When we first started, Esther had these cute little cookies that she was leaving behind, super duper cute. But even if you're paying $1 per cookie, it doesn't sound like a lot, but think about door knocking similar to cold calling. You wouldn't buy every single person that you cold called a $1 gift. It's gonna get very expensive very quickly, and it's not gonna give you the return that you're looking for. And in reality, it's just not necessary. It's just not necessary. And as a business owner, you have to look at your expenses logically and think, where am I putting my money into? So even with the flyers, luckily we have a printer here. You guys might have printers at home, but even printing costs money. Yeah. So if you can get a partner to help you out with the flyer or whatever you're leaving behind, keep in mind, guys, we have door hangers for open houses. We might need to get more. We might be out.
I actually took note of that. I need to call Martha.
So Martha with Old Republic, she gives us door hangers. You don't have to buy anything, and you can slip your little business card in there. So our partners do help us out.
For what?
The door hangers?
Yes, but for what?
For door knocking? So if they don't answer, you leave it there, but if they answer, you just hand it to them.
All right, so now Saturday and Sunday, day of open houses. Day of open houses. What are our steps? What steps do we need to take to have a successful open house over the weekend?
Buy balloons.
Buy balloons. On your way out there, buy balloons. Dollar Tree has awesome $1 balloons. Heads up. Dollar Tree also runs out of helium kind of often. Okay? What I would recommend, what I do, or what I used to do, I haven't done it in a while, I would check what Dollar Trees are on my route to my open house, and I would call ahead of time to make sure that they had helium, because too many times it happened that I would drive there, get there, find out they didn't have helium. And it happened to me once that I went to 2 different stores and they didn't have helium. After that, I was like, never again. Do your research ahead of time before you leave the house.
I have to buy them one day before the open house.
Sometimes they'll let you do. Oh, and take them with you?
Yes.
You can do that. They usually last overnight. You can do that.
They last like two days. Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes. It's because sometimes. Well, it depends on how they fill them.
Yeah, but if you have them inside your home with no wind and nothing, so they will last. If they are outside, no. Just for a couple of hours.
So either the night and not too early the day before either.
No,
like later in the evening. If not, like I said, that's a little hack that I learned, is just calling and just making sure. And I would tell them, and they usually won't take your order over the phone, but I would just tell them, like, do you have enough for this many? And usually I'm putting up at least 2 balloons per sign, and then 2 balloons at the sign in front of the house, the yard sign, at least. Okay. Arrive early. So in the calendar, we schedule you guys to get there an hour early. In reality, it doesn't take a whole hour to set up usually, but it gives you the time to set up comfortably. Okay? So arrive early so that you can go through the house comfortably, turn on the lights, open up the blinds. If there's ceiling fans, turn on the ceiling fans on a low setting. Okay. Toilet seats. Make sure all your toilet seats are down. Okay. Background music. Who's playing music at their open houses? No, guys, it's a vibe. It's an event. Again, it's an event. So play like this that you hear.
Yes.
This is perfect. Something instrumental is perfect. I recommend that you don't play your personally preferred music. Something like this is good. Also, cater to your neighborhood. You know what I mean. Cater to your neighborhood if it's something a little different, but it's an open house. You know what I mean? Like, if you get there on Saturday and all the neighbors are having parties and you can hear everyone's music and there's a different vibe in that neighborhood, play to the vibe. Play to your audience. You know what I mean? You guys have gotten to open houses where like everyone has jumping balloons in the backyard and you can hear play to that. Snacks, water, sign-in table. What should be at your sign-in table?
Pen and your book.
And your
Business
personal
flyer.
cards. Your
Sanitizer. Don't forget the sanitizer, please. Your flyers, your business cards, your goodies. Ideally, that stuff should be in the kitchen. You don't want to put your sign-in table. You really don't even want your business cards up there. You want all of that in the back. The sign-in table, I don't want to distract from they need to sign in. So it should just be the necessities. Just your book, your pens, and your hand sanitizers. And be very cognizant of where you're putting that sign-in table. That sign-in table should be right at the entrance. Don't put it kind of off to the side or in the entryway. It has to be right at the entrance, okay? Remember, you have to control the flow of the traffic, and that sign-in book is very important to you. Yes, it's important to you for leads, but it's also important to you guys for safety and security. So just like when you go to any event, if you go to a concert, they don't just let everybody in, right? You gotta sign in. You gotta show me the ticket that you paid. And with that ticket, what do I have? I have your phone number, I have your name, I have your email address. It's the same concept, okay? Once you've gone through the open house, and we've talked about the open house, how you walk through it, and I won't get super into it, but what are you supposed to do as you're walking through the open house? Turning on lights and opening windows. What are you supposed to be doing mentally?
Showcasing
Showcasing it? And what was that?
Mental picture of 3 things that are good on each.
Perfect. Prepping for when you're showcasing it, what are your key features? What are you going to be speaking about whenever you're showcasing that home with your guests? Once everything's set up inside, then you guys can go out and start setting up your A-frames. Remember, set up from exterior in, because people will see you setting up your signs and they'll want to follow you. So you have to start from outside in. Okay? Lastly, put on that smile and showcase the heck out of that house. Put it in the absolute best light possible. That's what we're there to do. So not only are we there to showcase the property, but we're there to showcase it with a good attitude, because we're hosting the event. Again, if you look at it as an event, it kind of changes things. Don't downplay the open house. It's an event, and you're the host of it. Do it with a good attitude. Put that smile on. Make sure that you're showcasing it in the best light possible. That's why those 3 key features per room come into play. If I was a buyer in this neighborhood, in this price range, what would I love about this house? Ask yourself that.
3 key features
Per room.
per room.
2 to 3 per room. Because remember, a lot of them are going to repeat themselves. For example, you might have new carpet. You're going to have new carpet in 3, 4, 5 rooms. Ceiling fans. Again, that's going to be repetitive. Windows, that's going to be repetitive. Light fixtures, that's going to be repetitive. So 2 to 3 per room. Okay. Now, we get done with our open house. but our open house duties are actually not complete. Because now Monday and Tuesday come, and what are we supposed to be doing Monday and Tuesday?
Start all over again.
We're starting all over on a new one, but we're actually finishing up with the last one by following up with everybody that came through the door. Everybody, including realtors. What are we trying to do? What information are we trying to get when we follow up?
Feedback for the homes to provide for the sellers.
Feedback for the home to provide to the sellers.
If there's any like warm leads from like people who are buyers.
Warm and hot leads that you may have received. Feedback from the realtors that came through. A realtor is going to have an opinion for you. They're going to have their opinion. You want that opinion. Okay? Make sure you guys are thanking the people that came by for stopping by and offer more value. So I think a lot of times from what I've been seeing, you guys are getting stuck on the follow-up from the open houses. Now you have to keep in mind, if somebody checked your open house out over the weekend, they probably checked out somebody else's open house also. Somebody that checks out open houses on the weekend doesn't typically only view one. They usually make an event of it and they view 2 to 3. So don't get so confident and comfortable thinking, I'm the realtor you talked to at the open house this weekend. How are you so sure that they only talk to you? And that's where you have to make sure that you're being very aware of your value proposition. How are you presenting yourself? How are you making yourself memorable? Make yourself memorable. How are you doing that? Here's a little trick that I used to do. I would actually text them when I was done. If there was like the leads that I got the day of the book, I would text them with a really quick, hey, just finishing up the open house, or just got done with the open house. Thanks again for stopping by. I hope I can help you someday in the future. Something super quick and easy, something where they don't have to reply. But what am I trying to do?
They actually have your contact info in their phone too. So if they ever need to reach you,
Just trying to slip in their DMs.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. If they walk, even if they walk out of the house and I don't have anybody in there, I'll text them. Hey, this is Denise. You just left. Wanted to make sure you had my contact info. You want to make sure that you're in their phone and that they know who you are, and that when they save you on what they remember you about. How many times do you save somebody in your contact list? For example, met somebody this weekend when we went to the downtown thing. What do you think I'm putting in there? So-and-so from the bar. You know what I mean? The bar name. Because that's what's going to help me remember her. But instantly, like that has to happen kind of quick. So if you were not memorable on Saturday and Sunday, and then you're following up on Tuesday, and you're a realtor that they met over the weekend, and what if you're not the only realtor and you're the one that they don't remember? You lost that lead a long time ago. So make sure that you're memorable, and that's a very quick and easy way to do it. It's going to require a little more time out of you because you have to do it either right when they walk out of the door, or sit down with your book at the end of the open house and send out those messages. So it takes a little bit of time, but I guarantee you it's going to make a lasting effect. And make sure you're adding your little emojis in there. Guys, I'm huge on emojis, because text messages are boring and they've already met you in person, so they already have
more or less like a feeling of who you are.
Yes, they have a feel for your personality, and you want to let that personality shine through on your text messages. Okay? Now, when you reach back out to them on the week, Monday or Tuesday, let's say they don't answer because they're at work. Well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna follow up with a voice message and a text message. Well, when I send that text message, now there's 2 of my messages in their thread. Now I'm memorable. Now they know who I am, and they know that I'm a hard worker, and they know that I'm serious about helping them. Okay?
So that's right after the open house. The message that you would send on, let's say Monday, for example, what would you say, like just following up to get some feedback? Or
So
like, what would you say?
Monday and Tuesday follow-ups. Honestly, I typically liked doing my follow-ups on Tuesday. Why? Because Monday for me is my administrative day. That's when I'm tending to my pending deals. And Monday is this is the way that I look at it, at least. Monday is a very heavy day for a lot of people. They're trying to typically slip out of that weekend mentality, and I don't know, for a lot of people, buying a house or selling a house, it correlates with more work. I don't want to put more work on their mind on Monday.
Yeah.
But on Tuesday, they've had a chance to kind of like settle a little bit, and they're more in the flow of work mode now. And I don't look so desperate because I'm coming to them on Monday. If I just met them Sunday or Saturday, I don't look so desperate anymore. So that's my philosophy. That's my flow. But on Tuesday, it depends. What was your experience with this person? Now that's where your notebook comes in handy. Make sure that when they're signing in, after they leave, you write your own notes, because you have to remember them too. What made them memorable? Everybody's different. For some, it's with the 5-year-old daughter with the pigtails. That's what's gonna make it memorable, because that little girl was talking to me the entire time that she was checking out the house. I remember that she was telling me that mommy's gonna have another baby, and that's why they're looking for another house. So I'll put like a quick little note, whatever it is, just put a quick little note for yourself. Now when you follow up on Tuesday, lead with your value proposition. Don't be the boring realtor that's like, hey, we met over the weekend, just wanted to offer my services to you, how can I help you? Lead with your value proposition. You had an interaction with them, they told you more or less what they wanted, give them a little bit of that. So let's say that we met a family that's looking for a house. They walked in, they said, you know what, we knew it was a 2-story when we walked in, but we really like the neighborhood. Send them a single story home. Who cares if they're not pre-qualified? They don't understand the process the way that you do. You just want them to talk to you. You want them to open up to you. Send them a nice listing in that neighborhood. Hey, thanks again for stopping by on Tuesday. I know you said you guys were looking for some single family homes. Here's one that just came on the market, or here are a couple that just came on the market. Is this more or less your style? How easy is it for me, the client, to answer that? Oh yeah, that's more what I'm looking for. Okay, cool. Now I can lead into, hey, well look, I would really like to sit down with you and your husband and get a little more information. You know how it is the day of the open house. They know there's only so much that you can do during the open house. You can't have a full consultation with them at the open house typically. So you just open them up to being responsive to you, and then go into, well, here's what I would recommend we do next. When are you guys available so I can do this consultation with you? Or maybe you're feeling that they're like, go. Hey, look, do you guys already have a bank that you're working with? If not, can I have my lender call you? So it really depends on that person, but always lead with your value proposition. Okay? And follow up with seller. Okay, and then follow up with your sellers. So if this is your listing On Monday, you should be following up with your seller and giving them this feedback. Now remember, as real estate advisors, we don't only say what people want to hear. We have to tell them the truth always. They want the feedback. That's why they're hiring you. Not all the feedback that they say is gonna be the end all be all. You're gonna get, especially some of these realtors will come in and they'll be rude AF and they'll just be like, it needs this and this and and you know what I mean? But for the most part, you're gonna get some pretty solid feedback. For the most part, the same stuff's gonna keep coming up. For example, the property on Melrose, what did everyone keep saying?
For carpets.
The carpet. The carpet is what everybody had an issue with.
Yeah.
It was outdated. It was red. Yeah, we knew that. So when I'm giving them this feedback, do they want to hear it? No. But they know, and they knew from the very beginning, like, yeah, the carpet's kind of outdated. So we were waiting to see how long it's going to take before we get an offer. And you know what the sellers are thinking now? Well, you know what? Maybe it might be worth it for us to switch out the carpet. That's what they were contemplating before we got that offer.
Oh, really?
They were contemplating switching out the carpet because that's what was holding them back from, one, getting an offer, and two, them getting the price that they wanted.
Mm-hmm. And then the offer came.
And then the offer came. But think about it. It's teamwork. You can only do so much. It's teamwork. It's everything that you're doing, plus the seller has to do their end too.
The decision is theirs, not yours. So.
What other feedback do we typically get that would be helpful for the seller to have? The what?
Would it be the listing price?
The price?
Like it's like they're too high or...
What if when you did your listing consultation, you had a price in mind and the seller was fighting you on it? And you said, you know what? Let's give it a shot and let's see what the market says. And 3 out of 4 people are saying that the price is too high. Well, now it's not just you. Now it's not just you, Angie, telling the seller your price is too high. Now it's realtors, now it's clients. Now it's, hey, look, this is what it is. It's not just me telling you this. This is the feedback that we're getting. Okay? Clutter. If you know, we ask sellers to do certain things and take certain things out, but at the end of the day, it's up to them to do it. And a lot of times, for whatever reason, it takes somebody else coming in and telling them before it happens. And sometimes it's really good feedback too. You know what? I love the floor plan. They want to hear that too. So when you do talk to your seller, always start with the good feedback. Hey, look, these are the good things that people had to say about your property. They love the neighborhood. The size of the property is good. The flow of the floor plan is good. Here are some of the things that are holding people back from submitting an offer. 1, it's a little outdated. They wanted something move-in ready. 2, the yard was a little small for them. 3, not enough rooms. Whatever the case is, okay? So if you do one open house on a weekend, by the end, and you do it like this, we're spending what? About an hour to 2 hours per day on this open house. Mm-hmm. You're gonna spend upwards of 12 hours on this open house if you do it correctly. 12 hours of work. For 12 hours of work, do you expect to and do you deserve to get paid? 100%. If you do all of this, do you believe that you will be able to get at least one client?
Yeah.
100%. Will it be worth your 12 hours? 100%. Who's ready to get paid? That's it. That's the That's the game plan. That's the blueprint to a successful open house and how to get the absolute most out of it. 2 to 3 weekends, 2 to 3 per month, 2 to 3 open houses per month. You should be getting at least one solid client off of every open house. But a lot of work goes into it. It's not just showing up. And we'll help you with what we can help you with, but the more you guys prep, the more it actually helps us prep, because you guys think of stuff and stuff pops up with you all also as you're prepping that might be a friendly reminder for us, or like, oh yeah, you know what, we don't have that, but we can get that for you, you know? So does anybody have any questions?
No question.
No questions? That's it. I hope you guys like this training. My hair looks crazy in here. I was trying not to look at you guys. Hope you guys like the training.